Fresh tensions have surfaced in the Middle East after a commercial oil tanker caught fire in the Strait of Hormuz, raising fresh concerns over maritime security in one of the world's most strategically important waterways. Well, the incident comes despite ongoing diplomatic efforts between the United States and Iran and has renewed fears that regional tensions could escalate once again. Well, according to the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Centre, or also known as UKMTO, the incident occurred early today near Lima off the coast of Oman. The tanker was travelling south through the Strait of Hormuz towards the Gulf of Oman when it was struck on its port side by what officials described as an unknown projectile. The impact caused a fire on board the vessel, and authorities said that the fire was quickly brought under control and confirmed that there was no environmental damage or oil spill. Well, all the crew members were reported safe while an investigation has been launched in order to determine what struck the vessel and who was responsible. No group has claimed the responsibility for the attack. However, suspicion has once again fallen on Iran, which is believed to have been behind at least two similar attacks on commercial vessels traveling near the Omani coast in recent days. Officials have not formally blamed Tehran, saying investigations are still ongoing, and several reports identified the vessel as Qatar-owned LNG carrier AI Rekayat, well operated by the Qatar state-owned shipping company Nakilat. Reports also suggest that vessel was travelling without its transporters switched on, and according to the reports, two other merchant ships were also struck by Iranian missiles in the recent days, although their identities have not been disclosed. The latest attack comes just days after Iran issued a strong warning to commercial ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz. Last week, Iran's Khatam al-Anbiya military command announced that all the oil tankers must use routes approved by Iranian authorities or face what it described as a forceful response. The warning also stated that any interference by the US military forces in the region would trigger a rapid response. And adding to the concerns, a report claimed that Iran's Revolutionary Guards warned ships over the maritime radio that their missiles and drones were ready to fire if vessels ignored Iranian navigation instructions. The incident has further heightened tensions because it came only hours after US President Donald Trump issued a fresh warning to Iran during remarks at the White House. Donald Trump said that the United States had two choices: either reach a deal with Tehran or finish the job. We are going to win one way or the other. We are going to either make a deal or we are going to finish the job, and it won't be tough to finish the job, Donald Trump said. While stressing that he preferred diplomacy, he warned that the US had the capability to strike Iran's infrastructure if negotiations failed. Donald Trump also reiterated that Washington would not allow Iran to develop nuclear weapons and said any future agreement must permanently prevent Tehran from acquiring nuclear capabilities. The latest developments come even as indirect negotiations between Washington and Tehran continue through mediators in Qatar. Reports also suggest that the two sides have been trying to reach a longer-term understanding following months of conflict. An interim arrangement has reportedly allowed commercial ships to continue using the Strait of Hormuz, but disagreements remain over Iran's demand to regulate shipping routes and eventually impose transit fees. The Strait of Hormuz remains one of the world's most important maritime choke points and located between Iran and Oman. It connects the Persian Gulf with the Gulf of Oman and the Arabian Sea. Nearly one-fifth of global crude oil exports and a significant share of liquefied natural gas shipments pass through the narrow waterway every day. And any disruption has the potential to affect global energy supplies, increase shipping costs, and push international oil prices higher. The latest maritime incident also comes as Iran continues a week-long mourning period following the death of former Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed earlier this year in a joint US-Israel strikes that targeted the recent conflict. Funeral ceremonies are continuing across the nation, with thousands of mourners paying their respect before his burial at the Imam Reza Shrine in Mashhad. Senior Iranian political and military leaders have also attended the ceremonies in a show of unity, and delegations from several nations, including India, have also participated. Representing India were the Union Minister of State for External Affairs, Pabitra, and Bihar Governor Syed Ata Hasnain. Meanwhile, the US Central Command or CENTCOM has reaffirmed its commitment to ensuring freedom of navigation through the Strait of Hormuz and following meetings with officials from several Middle Eastern nations in Bahrain. CENTCOM said that regional partners remain committed to keeping the vital shipping route open for the international trade. Security experts say that the latest attack highlights the fragile situation in the Gulf despite continuing diplomatic efforts. And with investigations underway, military rhetoric increasing and negotiations still uncertain, global attention remains focused on the Strait of Hormuz. And any further escalation in the region could have significant consequences, not only for the Middle East security, but also for global energy markets and the international trade. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.